because there's a lot of stuff. Like 4.0 is most important. That is what the devs should be focusing on right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm sorry, it's half-baked. Like, the IE show's great, the ships are nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's annoying bugs that would have been caught other years, you know?
Right
Like,
now,
for example,
right now in the PTU.
or in PU.
I mean, that's what I meant, PU.
Yeah. No, like in IE right now, like the Star Launcher Tactical, right?
Mhm.
The IE for it says server disconnected. It has no description.
Oh.
I'm assuming they made it, right? But there was a problem in the PTU and never got repaired. Also, there's invisible walls in this part of the hall.
I did run into that. I ran into the invisible walls downstairs in the
like
in the hollow room.
These are problems that would have been fixed other years, I think. But of course, all the devs are focused on 4.0, really. Again, as they should be. That's not really a full-on complaint, right? But because of that, and because I think they're focusing on 4.0 so much because of figuring out the meshing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like next year, if we do that next year at the same time, I do not think it'll be as much of a rush because the real hard part should be completed, I imagine.
Yeah.
You know? But because of this, right? Like the Star Launcher maps, you know? The description here says coming soon. They never updated it to have the Star Launcher maps description. It doesn't even say Star Launcher maps on its poster.
What does it say?
It says coming soon.
Oh. Ooh.
So, no, like the small stuff maybe was never even finished. But also just never was updated fully, you know, or fixed or repaired or like.
You know, it's one of them ones where it's like this shouldn't be an issue. You know what I mean? How many IEs have you done?
And it's not because they didn't know or they couldn't do it, right? It's because, as I'm saying, I was an afterthought this year.
Really? You think so?
Well, absolutely. Think about it. I love the IE show we're getting, right? It's great. We're getting a lot of information and we'll sneak peeks and stuff and whatnot. But we also don't have Josh McClary again.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of annoyed by that.
And most likely, because the team that's doing that, they said last year too, the reason we don't have chats is because Squadron. Like that team is heavy in the Squadron work. With polishing the cutscenes and getting that thing ready.
I see.
So, you know, that team's over Squadron, right? The gameplay team kind of is picking up the slack of doing cutscenes from in-engine gameplay for IE and other stuff like that. And most of the PU team is focused on 4.0 and not the PU right now. Because they have to get 4.0 out in the next few weeks.
I got you.
And right now, the last build they just did, right? The game crashes the desktop every time you go to the jump gate.
Oof.
And it was not like that the patch before. The jump gate died, it broke, the servers overwhelmed it, sure, but it did not get such levels of crashes to desktops. So they have to scale it. And that takes time, and that takes a lot of people and figuring it out.
Yeah.
So that is priority because they have to get that patch out this year. And they literally have less than 30 days now almost.
Oof.
They have like 42 days. We are November 24th.
Yeah. They're crunch time.
New Year's is very close. So I think we have the patch is very stable overall. It's amazing stability for IE, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But there's small polished stuff that just never happened because they were juggling both. Yeah.
Oh wait, we're gonna be hauling cargo, so I'm gonna get a
Caterpillar would be nice, but I would say, well, we won't be hauling cargo.
Oh no, I'm not getting the Caterpillar.
The
I'm gonna get the
compact one's debatably easier.
No, I'm getting the Corsair.
Wait, what?
I'm getting the Corsair.
I thought you were going to be my Scorpius with me.
No, because we have to do the other one too, where we're hauling cargo.
No, we don't.
What do you mean?
We just have to do one.
One of the two?
But we have to do 6 of them. We have to do both of them and do like 3 each time. Do it 3 times each. Or pick one and do 6 of them or whatever. Like you have to do 6 of the phase 1 missions. 6 times. You have to do a phase 1 mission 6 times.
Okay.
Doesn't matter which one you do. It doesn't matter how many times, like which order you do them in.
And that's 6 targets we have to kill, or it's 6 different missions?
6 times you have to do this a mission.
And it's different missions, or is it target kills?
You can repeat the same mission.
Oh, okay. Well then,
So
all right then.
You see the 2 missions you got?
Yeah.
You can do those missions 6 times, and then you're done.
Oh wait, all right. So here's
and you
my.
can choose which one you do, or you can do both. And you can mix. You can do like one of them 3 times, other one 3 times, one 4 times, other one 2 times, or just do one of them all 6 times, and now you're done.
Yeah, and since 4.0 is coming up pretty soon, the money doesn't really matter. So I would have said let's do cargo mission, but you know it's fine. Yeah. Let's do that then. That's fine.
We can't do cargo.
Nah, I don't want to.
Yeah,
that's
like in all honesty.
It's like unless I'm gonna be able to keep the money, after reset, after like 4.0, that's which obviously of course that's not gonna happen. Then I'm not gonna.
No, it's a full wipe. So
yeah, forget it. All right, I'm pretty much ready to go.
All right, I went to the wrong part. I'm just quickly going to the right part, and then I'm getting to the space part.
Dude, I haven't worn this helmet in so freaking long.
And let that just go on me again.
It looks pretty good with the Ninetales outfit. I'm not gonna lie.
Can't wait to see it.
Let me put this tractor beam back then, just in case.
Yeah.
I got 8 tractor beams for some reason.
Nice. Also, the new Mist salvage ship that I imagine we also get for 4.0 is a very good prospector.
Wait, which new Mist ship?
Salvage.
Is that the one I was just looking? No, that one.
No, it's not out yet. They did a sneak peek of it today.
Okay.
In my show. Supposedly it's called the Fortune. And it's a variant of the Prospector.
I actually didn't see the new IE show today, so I'm actually gonna watch that right now.
They also showed us the new Mirai Fighter.
Hang on. I'm gonna check it out right now.
Confirmed it for 4.0. Yeah, watch that. You'll like it. Watch part of it. I'm on my way.
Yep. Take your time, dude.
I also will have to work just for a brief moment until my dad goodbye. Since he is heading out for the night.
Okay. Alright. IE show episode 2. Space Wolf. Jax McCleary. Oh my god. I see the new fighter, man. That looks good. Jimmy!
Amazing. Up next, an old favourite from the show floor.
The MISC Prospector is the most popular single-operator mining vehicle in the UEE. capable of breaking and gathering 32 SCU of resources without the need for additional staff and investment, like other offerings from Argo and its competitors. With fully customizable performance and a range of upgradable mining heads and gadgets, the MISC Prospector is crafted for miners who mean business. Fitted with numerous quality-of-life features that make
So much
extended
happened. I'm not going to go
excursions
too
free,
much in it
along with
when I'm back.
hardy
Oh, well,
defenses
welcome
against
back. I
small
hope it
oppressors.
wasn't too crazy.
This craft is built to handle the demands of deep space resource gathering. Its iconic metallic blue MISC styling speaks volumes, telling the verse you're a dedicated tradesperson focused on success in every venture. The Prospector, like the MISC Fortune and every offering from the MISC line of industrial vehicles, blends form and function into practical prosperity and are available for perusal on this year's IAE show floor.
We return now to the IAE show, brought to you from New Babbage, site of this year's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, and your guide to the future of spacecraft and vehicles in the verse. Today's topic, Capital Combat, with Rich Tyra, John Crew and Jared Huckabee. Stay tuned, it's the IAE show and it starts right now.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to make sure that I don't... Cool. And we're back.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for coming back.
We're just waiting
Here
for Brooke
part
to
two
meet me
of
in
our
the hangar.
discussion on the life of spaceships and Star Citizen. I want to follow
We're
up
watching
on something, Rich,
ads.
that you kind of hinted at in part one. You mentioned the Squadron 42 demo several times.
Watching
and
in-game
this
ads right now,
experience
man.
That was being built at. It's not just a cinematic thing for the start of the show. It's actually seems to be reflective
I'm
of
back.
this capital
Hey, welcome back.
warfare
And I'm
experience
fully
that
here.
we're attempting to build here. So I want to ask you outright. How is
Welcome
capital
back.
warfare
So-
supposed to work?
yeah.
What are
Take
we
your time,
building
man.
towards, and why should
Yep,
folks be
yep.
excited?
I think the first thing
I'm also
to
wearing a just
sort of
security
approach
uniform.
is it shouldn't just be the same gameplay as small ships.
Nice.
Just scaled up. It needs to be.
I still adopt
we
that
talked about
guy.
progression. It should be a progression.
I have a lot of them.
gameplay. So
I saw the fighter, the new fighter in here. So I'm,
Oh yeah, Guardian.
Yeah,
That's nice, no?
I'm still watching the show. I'm gonna check this out real fast.
Yeah.
you can't just turn up, lob 50 torpedoes at a ship, press the I win
Well,
button.
you do that.
go on,
I
you've
will
gotta
have to do a weapon
remove
test
those
as quickly as
defenses
to make
layer
sure
by
it
layer.
works
So
properly.
capital
It
ships
should,
have
but
multiple defenses.
All right,
They have
sounds good.
turrets on them for shooting
I'll have to
ships.
do a sanity
They
check.
also have PDCs
If something's
for
wrong, then I make
disabling
Cloud my
closer
Redeemer.
targets such as missiles and torpedoes, and then they have physicalized shield emitters, which is what you saw in the demo where Cal Mason sort of kites a Vandal ship into it. So you need to take all those things out in progression to stand a chance against a capital ship.
So it's not just a brute force thing. I know a lot of folks are imagining just coming in with an A2 and dropping a Moab on top of an Idris or something like this. It sounds like there's a puzzle to be solved here. Is that how you would say it, Rich?
Ultimately, capital ship warfare should be a puzzle that you have to figure out. If you actually watch that cinematic for the Squadron demo, you'll notice that one of the lines is, "Hey Cal, I don't think your weapons are large enough to be able to take out that shield emitter, or that shield Jenny, as they say." And he says, "You may be right." And that is actually true.
Oh, that's
You shouldn't
crazy.
be able to turn up with small ships and small caliber weapons against a huge capital ship. And it's what we touched on in part one. in
That's
terms of
fair.
physical
That makes
damage.
sense.
If I fire a small caliber pistol at tank, it's not going to do much.
Yeah.
The reason why we have like an Ares or a Retaliator is to allow you to soften up the capital ship shield so that you can actually then get access to the shield emitters and the PDCs and the weapons that are actually keeping your fighters away. And the way that the shield faces work is that they're underpinned by physicalized shield emitters, which are then connected to the core shield generator, or in large capital ships might have multiple shield generators. So ultimately, your first foray should be like, okay, which shield face are we going to try and soften up and dampen to weaken it, to be able to then send in our a squad of fighters to be able to target certain shield emitters, another squad to be able to target the PDCs, or in case if you're taking a much larger ship, like a Javelin size, which will have flags. So you'll have to basically figure out, okay, this group or this squadron will take on this squadron will take on this, and this is where the hologlobe comes in terms of you're the admiral of the fleet, you're going, okay, right, I'm assigning you this target, and then if you're a fighter, you're going to then receive markers and then obviously you're going to be connected to be able to say, okay, go now, I want you to attack now, because you need to have a coordinated alpha strike. If you just drip feed your damage over time, the capital ship will just be able to absorb it. So this is where you need to be able to go, okay, what's my tactics, what's my high-level strategy? And then once you've taken out the PDCs and you've taken down a shield phase, that's when you've got essentially two options. One option will be to board, so you'll be able to then use our hacking gameplay.
Oh, we're
and then
boarding.
You'll have to fight your way through to the bridge to be able to take over it.
Yes.
Or the other side is then you just, if your mission is to just destroy this ship, if you're taking down those layers of defenses like John says, that's where you then send in the torpedoes. So capital ship gameplay is again planned to utilize all the different roles of the different ships that we've made over the years, and it should be a significant challenge to be able to take out one of those larger ships.
Let's paint a picture here. What's one capital engagement supposed to be?
Well, let's just use save the Idris event,
okay.
if you want to go through.
Yeah, so realistically, when you're coming up to it, first thing you should be doing is scanning it so you know what you're going up against. You want to do a scan on it to work out where are its shield emitters, so then you can then plan, like we want to take the right-hand side shield emitter down. So we'll mark that as a target, give it to that group.
You might be sending in a terrapin or a forward ship to be able to get the scan data that then relays that back to you on the Polaris and your hologlobe to be able to go, okay, now I've got some information to work with, how do I then approach it from there?
Yeah, because one capital versus another capital is probably the worst scenario if it's literally two single capital. They need their fleets to reach their maximum potential, so you should be bringing these support ships with you. So yeah, you've scanned it, you've identified your point where you're going to be attacking, you assign a group of fighters from your ship or from your fleet, take away their fighters, try and attack their turrets, and then you run another group to sort of bring down those shield emitters.
Let me
The
jump
majority
back
of
in
them will
game
be
real
under
fast.
skin, so you need to scan to find their locations and then
Trying to
target
stay
them
alive here.
specifically.
Using ADS.
Damage penetration.
Or precision,
hull.
precision targeting, as we should say.
So again, things like the two starfighters are great for this role. So you have the Inferno, the ballistics will penetrate through, damage it. The Iron, great to bring the shields down to allow those ballistics to go even easier to the hull.
You've got to take out PDCs as well.
Yep, PDCs as well.
So the PDCs won't just attack missiles and torpedoes, they will also attack other small objects. And so we need to make sure that you've created a safe zone or an entryway and you've punched through those defenses, and then you've got your options of either boarding or destruction, depending on what your objective is.
Sounds like something ideal for a light fighter, just taking down the PDCs.
Absolutely, like light fighter, heavy fighter, but you won't just be able to penetrate the shields on a capital ship because they'll be so heavy. So you'll need to use relevant weaponry. That's where really the capital ship main weapons come in, because they're the ones that are actually doing the main damage on the shields to be able to soften it up, to allow their fighters and support ships. You can't just roll up and just try and out DPS it. I mean, you can, but you're rolling the dice. Is my ship, capital ship, going to be better than your capital ship? Am I going to be able to maneuver it well? Because that's the one thing to discuss about shield emitters. Right now, you have a shield generator that kind of creates a bubble, and we say, okay, this is this face, right face, left wing. And if you look at the wing, if you shoot the wing from the front and it hits the front of the wing, we just automatically work out, like, okay, is that the front face or is that the left face? And for the player, that's not super obvious. So you want to be in understanding, like, okay, well, the shield actually hugs the ship, so we need to know, well, actually, that's the left face. So you as a player can go, right, that's what we're targeting, that's what we need to bring down, because otherwise these shield generators are so powerful on capital ship, they'll just be coming back.
And throughout all of that, we've sort of assumed that the target ship is just sat there.
Absolutely.
Like you have the opposite, like you're on the ship.
The
you can
defender is
see,
spinning the ship around, trying to put their stronger side towards the attack.
We're seeing all this fire coming to this side, so you're now trying to maneuver yourself to avoid that. Counter players, they're trying to take out your thrusters to stop you maneuvering, so it is a big puzzle.
So shields
That's
down,
really cool.
PDCs
So it's
clear.
basically it's just gonna be one big ass
Can go from a
raid
ship versus ship,
on
or
these
combined
capital
arms.
ships, man.
Which is really what
I like that.
exciting me, this idea that you now have to send troops over to breach, and board the ship.
Yeah, and also you might have to defend against being boarded.
Of
So if you're going
course.
up against another player, and they've got a Polaris, and you've got a Polaris, or when we add the Idris into the game, and you're coming up, then you're going to have different mixes of gameplay when you're fighting over whether it's resources, station warfare, all the things that we've discussed previously. We've not really got to endgame yet. We're still really at mid-game. Endgame is fleet battles and being able to utilize these large ships, and then that comes back to TTD if you do lose, or you need salvage, or you need repair, or you need to rescue the people that are still on the ship. These types of battles, these types of combat add and are underpinned by so much more gameplay than what we've just discussed today. And I think that's where it starts to connect the loops.
All right, so that's just a little bit about Capital Warfare. Thank you so much for sharing. Our viewers are going to be incredibly excited about that. The Polaris obviously makes its debut at this year's IAE, and while these systems are still in development and will continue to come out in 2025 and beyond, just having this vision intact here, people will be able to judge decisions that come in subsequent releases against the direction that we're going to. So thank you so much. Up next, I have to have a very uncomfortable conversation with Rich. He's a player in my D&D group, and he's been a little too min-maxy. So, Rich, let's talk about this, shall we?
Absolutely.
The classic returns.
So today on Lore Makers, we're going to talk about Henry Brown, an exciting inventor who in 1886 filed a patent for one of the most exciting inventions of all time, the file cabinet.
So it turns out that in North America, most
What the
of
fuck?
the melons that people think are
Yeah, they're
cantaloupes are
ads.
actually a different varietal of muskmelons.
With the story of the star system with the richest history in the UEE.
It started out as a private detective agency called Pinkertons, and not many people know this, but the Pinkertons actually became the foundation for the U.S. Secret Service.
And so then in order to
Really?
sell more dictionaries, they changed a lot of the spellings of the word from the original.
I need to look
British
into that.
English
That's
into
interesting.
New American spellings.
The system they said couldn't be covered in just one episode.
In Arthurian legend, the wizard Merlin actually had an owl named Archimedes.
And so then with the radiation powering its core, it sort of rose out of the ocean and started destroying the city.
They were right.
What the hell?
See, the founding fathers, they never intended for us to have Wi-Fi.
Now, the colonel wasn't actually from Kentucky.
This summer,
That's so
That's
stupid.
how you get out of jury duty.
And so they needed a product that would leave their hair silky and smooth. That was called conditioner.
with a new
What the fuck?
365-part series.
So they were never actually lost. The island was purgatory.
Since he was coming from a comedic background, not a lot of people thought Michael Keaton could pull off the part.
Lawmaker's Guide to the
Dude, I hope they bring this back because they, like, I was learning a lot about the lore of this game, man.
You need to know.
So at the end of the day, down to brass tacks, there is nothing better than a breakfast burrito. I don't care what the breakfast taco is.
And so then they looked at the baby
Muppets.
and he said, "Your name will be Chris."
The RSI Polaris arrived.
So they actually had like on their channel, Lore Makers Guide to the Galaxy, where they actually discussed the lore of the game, which was, I really enjoyed that for myself because, you know me, I'm a big lore guy. So I hope they do bring that back because I actually want to, you know, I would like to know more. So that'd be cool.
on day 5 of this year's expo. And instead of asking those who built it what it's supposed to be like, we went to the folks who know these vehicles inside and out. The testers dedicated to putting power through its paces. We return now to the premiere of Pew Pew with the Polaris.
What the
Present
fuck?
in progress.
The torpedoes are very interesting anyway.
Okay.
Bespoke for the
I'm
ship.
still
If it's the
I'm
first-
chilling,
yeah,
It's
first
just
time,
watching.
first time.
10 minutes episode or something. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, like 4 minutes.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Moves slow, what they call
Yep.
them. Yeah. Especially
That's
when they hit.
perfect.
They're big, slow missiles. Yeah. Might need changing, but we did do jousting with it during the PT. And jousting. Yeah, well, they were just coming at each other and you just see them fire off, and it's awesome. It's good for a battle, for sure.
All at once, they come one after.
Yeah, they're slightly staggered, so you get like 1, 2, 3, but there are 4 separate tubes. It's not like when you have it on the tally.
That's so cool.
It means you get to appreciate every single one that comes. Yeah, exactly. Plus, you get 28 of them. Yeah. Which is... That's a lot. Yeah. You can do a lot of damage in a Polaris. Let's put it that way.
And you're making her put away.
And the revolving barrel that they're in. That's
I think it's to a party invite.
Yeah, and you can see them
as well
when you're in the torpedo room.
Okay, hold up.
No, no, I have to check it out.
Let me check that right now. Comms, and I've got you.
So, take your time. I am going to do a weapon check on our Scorpius for a few moments.
Are you in the hangar?
I'm in my hangar, yeah.
Oh, in your hangar. Okay, cool. I'll just go over to yours right now then.
Yeah, and then just finish your episode, I'll do a weapon check quick.
Yep.
Just going to make sure it works, right? It said, that side turret bit a little buggy. At least a few patches ago it was, so. So again, sanity check. And if we have a problem, I will pull out either the Sentinel or the Scorpius. Or the Redeemer.
Mm-hmm.
The hoplite I'll pull something else out. I'll pull her. I believe they're 1 or 200 two-man heavy fighters.
All right.
Or a gunship or something.
I'm here.
Welcome.
Loaded into the racks while you're in there.
Yeah, there's like glass in front of it. Looks really sick when the torpedo like rolls into it.
The chin
Dude,
turrets
those cannons
they now
look
have bespoke
amazing.
guns on. They're now, I think, size 6 when they were previously size 5, but they're completely bespoke to the Polaris. We basically made it as big as we could so that you could still see out of it. And the top man turret, I think, are now quad size 4.
Are they repeaters? Or
they're laser.
Is it the ones on the side that have cannons?
The chin turret is ballistic.
You also have 2 remote turrets.
Yeah, one of them is just like repeaters and one of them is missiles at the back.
Which you get plenty of.
Jesus.
Yeah, those are your 2 support seats in the bridge as well. So you're like in the, like. I think it's the most guns we have on any ship at the minute.
Is it not challenging like with the Hammerhead?
The Hammerhead is going to be close, I think.
Yeah.
But it's a similar experience, but with bigger guns. If you have a full crew,
yeah,
you're going to do an awful lot of damage.
Well, you also make use of them when you got smaller ships swarming around.
Yeah, 100%.
Having all the turrets around the ship really helps with that. Not that they can do much damage to you anyway, because obviously,
true,
strong shields on the ship.
It's going to be probably the strongest fighting ship we've got, like combat ship we've got. They're pretty awesome. Yeah. It essentially means if you're getting fired by missiles, the guys that you've got on your turrets don't have to worry about them. You can sort of leave those to the PDCs and let the people in.
Oh my god, that looks so cool.
Won't hit everything, but you still got your usual countermeasures. It's just that extra buffer.
Well.
Dude, that swivel? That swivel? That breakneck?
Yeah, and you can stack them because they're bigger anyway. If you stack a few of the flares up and then set them off up once it's like a
oh, that's cool.
It's crazy. But yeah, the PDCs, when we did the first implementation of it, and I was testing it with Chris Danks, who's the designer, and like seeing the first time a missile locks, and then they immediately like sit up, turn, and then as it hits the stat fire, it's pretty awesome. They do only work if a missile is locked on. So if someone has missile lock, then the PDCs will work because that's how they function. Yeah. But if someone's just dumb firing missiles or torpedoes at you, they won't see it.
Well, if you're really good at dumb firing missiles,
they might have to.
I mean, it's a big target, so I won't worry too much.
No. So yeah, guys, that's our review of the RSI Polaris. We hope you guys enjoyed. Wait, guys, we need to talk about all the 6 toilets.
All right, that was good. That was really, really good.
I did.
All right, I am ready. Let's get it.
Nice. I'm just touching the Spartan for a sec since it's hopping like no tomorrow, and I don't know why. So I want to repark this thing.
Hey, what are you doing?
The Spartan. It's kind of... I thought I was having a seizure or some shit. It's freaking out. It's freaking out royally.
I hear something freaking out, but I don't see it. Is that a bed?
Yes.
Wait, did you buy it or like from the store or?
UE pack.
Oh man.
UE sitcom pack, sitcom pack. Can't lock out of it yet.
Is that just for subs or?
No, they're from Citizen Pack.
Oh, okay, so I probably got it then too, right?
If you bought the Citizen Pack, you did. If you
No, I
buy it,
definitely,
you didn't.
I definitely didn't. Yeah.
What's that?
Didn't get it. Here, let me.
They finally added everything for the pack this patch, so I pulled out the bed and I pulled out the. Okay, so this is just a bug. I don't know why it's hopping like this.
Oh, I see it. Wait.
I thought it was on
That's it
something, but I have
backwards.
no
I'm
idea
not tripping,
why.
right?
No, that's their problem, but whatever.
It's like,
Anyway, went to the Corpius. I'll store it later or something, you know.
yeah. Can I get
Let
in?
me just hop.
Yeah, you hop in first.
That's the, you know what, you hop in the gunner and you just do a weapon fire test as soon as after I'm in, alright?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just hop in first. Power the ship on.
All right, invisible ladder. That was cool. All right, how am I doing this? Wait, how am I? Side? Okay, cool.
Same as I was at.
Okay.
Same place. Just look up, kind of.
Up, I had it, and I lost it. There you go.
Enter gunner.
Ha.
Actually, Ben?
Yep, I'm in. Let me go ahead and get the mission queued up.
Good idea.
Okay, we are doing assist attack haulers, right? Yes.
Correct.
All right, and share.
All right, so I want you to just enter a remote